The hair goes through 4 cycles: the anagen phase, catagen phase, telogen phase, and exogen phase. Anagen phase. This is the phase in which your hair starts growing from the hair roots. During this phase, the stem cells of the dermal papilla multiply to produce hair protein, keratin, and fibers. The span of the anagen phase is an average of 2 to 7 years, depending on your genetics, age, health factors, time of year, summer or winter, and diet. The longer your hair stays in anagen phase, the longer it will grow. Therefore, this phase determines the length of your hair strand. A full-length hair averages between 18 to 30 inches. That's about 1 centimeter every 28 days. There is a difference between growth rate and growth period, and this also varies depending on a lot of factors such as genetics, age, health, etc. Asians have a higher growth rate and a longer growth period, while people of African descent have a shorter growth period and rate. That's why we have so many Rapunzel Asians, because their hair grows for the full 7-year period of the anagen phase and at a faster rate than any other race. However, don't lose hope. Not all African hair types have a short active growth phase. Plus, there are scientific proven ways of lengthening the anagen phase and increasing your hair growth rate, which we will cover in part 2 of this topic. At any given point in time, 85 to 90% of hairs on your head are in this phase. Fun fact, did you know that the hair on your arms, legs, eyelashes, and eyebrows have a very short active growth phase of about 30 to 45 days, explaining why they're so much shorter than hair on the scalp? Catagen phase. By the end of the anagen phase, your hair strand naturally enters this phase. It is the transition or regression phase of your hair growth. In this phase, the hair follicle renews itself by shrinking to a sixth of its length, and the dermal papilla rests by stopping hair cell division and detaching itself from the hair. This means that the hair growth stops and the hair strand has been cut off from its nourishing blood supply. The outer root sheath shrinks and attaches itself to the root of the hair, forming that which is known as a club hair. This phase lasts about 2 to 5 weeks in general. Fewer than 1 to 2% of your hairs on your head will be at this stage at any given point in time. Though the hair strand gets separated from the dermal papilla and stops receiving nutrients, it does not shed off in the catagen phase, as the shrunk walls of the hair follicle anchor the hair shaft part of the strand temporarily. Telogen phase. This is the dormant or resting phase part of the growth cycle. It is given this name because in this phase the strands remain in their follicles but are not actively growing. During this phase, the club hair is fully formed, therefore pulling out a hair in this phase will reveal a solid, hard, dry, white material at the roots. This is the phase where the anagen phase begins again. A new hair is formed and pushes the club hair up the follicle and eventually out. This phase lasts for 3 to 5 months, and it is longer for hairs on the eyebrows, eyelashes, arms, and legs. 10 to 15% of hairs on one's head are in this phase of growth at any given time. Exogen phase. This is the shedding phase. It is the last phase of the hair growth cycle when the hair strand completely detaches from the scalp and sheds off. This is the hair that you notice falling out while you comb or brush or manipulate your hair. Every day, a healthy scalp loses around 50 to 100 strands of hair naturally. When your hair is in a protective style, this entire shedding is compiled for your wash day. This is normal hair loss so long as you haven't had your protective style in for too long, 3 to 4 weeks maximum, and it was placed in the right manner, not tight or heavy. It is also dependent on good hair care practices. The new hair shaft begins to emerge off the scalp at this phase. This takes about 2 weeks. Note that a healthy scalp has an average of about 100 hairs and hair follicles. Note, all of the hairs on your scalp do not go through these stages at the same time. Each hair follicle is independent and goes through the growth cycle at different times. This is the reason why you do not go completely bald, followed by extreme hair growth. It is, however, important to keep your hair and scalp healthy since the catagen, telogen, and exogen phases depend on external nourishing and care. Plus, you can't tell which of your hairs is in which phase. In most people, scalp hair growth will halt due to the follicle devitalization after reaching a length of generally 24 or 36 inches. Exceptions to this rule can be observed in individuals with hair development abnormalities, which can cause an unusual length of hair growth. Thank you for watching. Like, share, and comment down below. Can't wait to interact with you again in our next hair assessment post. Hope to see you soon. Bye bye.